play a whole extra minute. Just blow the whistle, ref, man.
There you go, full time.
Yeah, a game they didn't really deserve to win. Nobody really deserved to win that, but you get a moment of quality from a free kick like that, you probably deserve it. There was nothing in the game at all. Look at us. We're just stretching. It's just shit, to be honest. So, yeah, nothing really to say.
The team with their eyes completely on something else. It's a shame though, because we don't have an attacking threat. We do need a good player, a good striker changes that game for us today.
Yeah, good striker. If we were good as well, like we're not good enough to be able to like go. We're just going to switch it all up. Like we're at maximum level and hanging on in games when our actual team is there. So I'm not saying we lost because the young kids done all right. Harry Amas was fine. Tyler Fredrickson was fine. Like there wasn't really any problems with that. It's just when you mix up the team, the creation wasn't really there. But really, what was different today in terms of the top end of the pitch? Rasmus plays because he has to. Kobbie Mainoo, we want to be playing. Ugarte and who was it in the middle?
Did we?
Who was it? Ugarte
and Eriksson.
Ugarte and Eriksson, and then Garnacho and Kobbie. I mean, if you play well, there's still enough, but we're not a good team. So I'm saying we're not good enough to do it. And it's like you take Bruno out, nothing happens.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was supposed to say. We've mentioned so many times, isn't it? You take Bruno out. Every time he doesn't play, which isn't that often, we always go, we don't really create anything. And that's not to say when he came on, like we were massively creating more chances because he's played a lot of games this season. We still don't create that much. But at least then you get something, I suppose. But I don't know. And this is when we get into this weird conversation now where not that you don't care that we've lost because you always care that you lose. But if you're going to do the big, like hands on the desk, smash and stuff, whatever, then it's very performative, isn't it? Because there's no way that you can be that angry about that. You know what I mean? Our manager, our head coach came out on Thursday and was like, yeah, now the Premier League's just about managing minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, you want to have momentum. Obviously, you want to be going into the Bilbao game on the back of victories. But the key thing is to show up for that Bilbao game, isn't it? That's what it's going to be about. Our season is.
Don't care. Let's be honest. We don't care. That's the truth. That's the energy. Look, we're just chatting about these players today and just how we're just chatting about anything today. Really, in the stream, it was the energies. Like if you're gonna get like the super angry response, you can't from this. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get that today, to be honest. But no. We just have to again pick it up and move on again. But we're poor in the league. This is our form all season, so nothing changes.
Don F says mediocrity. Hayata says, do you guys want to start Rasmus against Bilbao? And Don F says, we're on a self-destruction mission with Amorim. Mark my words, the drop is inevitable. So I guess not having Ruben Amorim. Just quickly, when it comes to match bingo as well, of course, no one got the full house. There was a couple of 2 lines and one line, one by the same person, Red Devil 86. We have to discuss the match bingo moment of the match. I wish I had a nice jingle.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we do need
what is the match bingo moment of the match? Anyone care to comment?
Denise Lewis.
Denise Lewis was the moment of the match.
Yeah.
The moment of the match hadn't started yet.
I mean, it is that though. I mean, we can't. But the moment of the match, as a neutral, it has to be us.
Well, I suppose you could say the moment of the match is probably the goal.
100%. It is. You just don't want it to be because it's annoying. But the moment of the match is the guy come off the bench, didn't have a touch, and put in the top bins.
Final whistle.
Sarabia. Yeah. Final whistle. I like that. What else is there?
If you had to think something positive, was there a positive moment?
Amas.
You went on us.
Amas, yeah.
Amas' performance was very good. Fredrickson did okay. Highlight.
Mazwari roulette in the middle of the pitch.
Hoyland coming off.
Coming off.
Don't know. It's nothing, mate. It's fucking 15 defeats, mate.
Yeah.
14 defeats, isn't it? Ain't it 14 defeats?
We'll get to 15. 15, mate. It's 15 now.
Oh, Rasmus Højlund's flick and ran down the left channel.
Oh yeah.
15 defeats, 14th in the league, -8 goal difference, 1 win in our last 5 in the Prem.
Oh god, it's all right
Wolves
because
are in
West
really
Ham are
good
robbing.
form, by the way. Wolves are in really good form.
Remember,
Wolves
they told me
they're
before the game they're only
they're unbeaten M5, and now they've won their last 4 games.
Owen got told don't be negative at the beginning of the game, mate.
Wow. Yeah.
Who said that at the beginning of the game? Where are you now?
This kid. All right, guys, look, man, we lost.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, it's just
John P. with the super chat says Rasmus is bad in hold up play, finishing, positioning. Can you guys tell me where he is good at least in one thing? I'm trying, but I can't think of any.
Ball striking. He strikes the ball well. He's got power to shots, good technique.
He's a football player, though, Marcel. Shouldn't they be able to kick the ball?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But I like the way he hits the ball.
They just need the season.
Okay, says, imagine Madrid or Barcelona keeping a manager after 18 losses. Joke of a club. Get to the final and Spurs will embarrass us. I'm not on that energy after this game. You know what I mean?
Are we sacking him again? Are we sacking him again now?
Because this is what I mean by
this is what happens.
When I always use the example of when people say these things about, well, I don't care about the Premier League games, it's just about the Europa games, then keep that energy when we don't win, because we won't win. You know, you can't go into these games being like, oh, I don't really care, and then we lose and go, oh, I'm really furious.
I said this in the preview, not preview. Yeah, it was the preview actually. In the preview, I was saying, like, and if we lose, like, I don't want to. I think you're an idiot if you like get outraged from like if we don't win this game. Like after the come down from Thursday, and we know that the manager said I've got to change players and stuff. If you don't win, don't win. And also the type of game it was, like it was a nothing game. They just, you know,
and that's a wonderful free kick.
Wonderful free kick, dead game. You can like I will if you're doing a little bit of the A word, the accountability and stuff like that. Again, you know, you can talk about like there's still a bit there, like still some senior players there. You've got to be doing better than that at home. Got to have some really good chances. Got to pepper them a bit. Like, you can say all of that because the young kids that came in at the back were secure. So what were the senior players doing? You know, but it's the same. But the same people that will be cussing and saying, "Why is this not?" are the same people that say Rasmus is a scrub and needs to get out. So why did you expect more from him then today? Like, or the same people that say the team's dead, Garnacho's rubbish. So again, why did you expect more? Like, it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same.
Ultimately, as well, like we said previously, and it's true. Remember when we did the match you last weekend, Flex, for the Newcastle game? We said if we win on Thursday, no one will give a shit about the Newcastle game, and no one gave a shit about the Newcastle game. You know, since Thursday, has anyone spoke about the Newcastle game? Has that even been brought up? No. Yeah. Same thing when it comes to the next one. Yeah, same thing when it comes to the next Europa game. It'll be if we go through to the Europa League final, are people going to go, yeah, but we lost at home against Wolves? No one will care because it's not important.
The season's done. Yeah, it's so like, and that 30, like, we're still in that same spot that we can't get out of. We know we were never going to put a run together to go up to 11th, 10th, 9th, and we're probably, like I said, the 3 worst teams plus West Ham just probably won't go above us. Wolves probably go above us, maybe. Spurs, who they got Monday night, I don't even know. They'll probably win. So we'll be about 15th. We still got 40 points.
We can't just normalize losing in the week. It's not even necessarily normalizing losing. It's not to say that, this is fine. Of course, you're angry with loss. You should be beating Wolves at home, but at the same time, let's not pretend that. Like I said, if there's outrage about this one, then you could go, really?
Yeah, outrage is really? It's just before. Like I hear the people that people want more in it. Like I can hear the dons that want more. And that's
like true. That's fair. But before the match, it was Europa or bust. After the match, it's Europa or bust.
In this league, like we've just had a season that you just want to end, And as you lot see, there's a different kind of reaction from the players. You need quality. What we're missing right now in the league is quality up front. Like we're just because people are right. Garnacho's done a couple knockbacks into midfield, and no one was there. Done it like twice. Gave one to Mount. Gave one to Rasmus Højlund. We just can't finish. We're gonna need that bit of quality up front Like, because just passion and inshallah, like in the late games, is not enough. We're gonna need something. Like asking, well, he should have put on Maguire to try and rescue this game as well. Come on, lads. But then the real question is, when we get to the next game on Thursday, is Rasmus someone that can start? That's the question.
He has to. I think he has to.
I don't
There's
know.
not enough. There's not. We can't play Chido, and because he's not registered, and the balance of the team, like the Kobe and false nine thing, we're never going to see that again. Let's be real. What else what are you going to do? Put Bruno in the false nine when you need him?
We need to rest Garnacho though. Why didn't we play Jack Morehouse? Why didn't we play?
He wasn't even in the squad. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Like I really like. I don't mind losing if the youth players are playing every week. And like what Owen was saying a little bit earlier, and what we've been saying for weeks and months now. If we're not preparing players for next season, a couple of these younger players, I think we've uncovered Harry Amass's couple of key qualities that he has. And then let's see if Sekou Kone can do something for us as a midfielder, or Jack Morehouse can play a 10 reasonably well. I know Obi Martin didn't really get like into any good positions enough in this game, but he nearly set up an opportunity, a little cutback, kind of overcooked it a little bit, but something can happen there. So Ruben needs to play these youth players a little bit more, in my opinion.
We've got 3 wins in 7. Last 7 games, we've got 3 wins in the league.
Ajar says, Amorim out, even if we win Europa, he ain't him. M. Sati says, should be very easy to get over this game. Come on. Super Chat says, grade 2 forfeit is going to be worse after this, Al. And Jason Hanna says, we are so lucky the bottom 3 are trash, or we would have been in a relegation battle. That is true. That is true.
Very true.
Same
for Spurs.
Yeah,
same for Spurs. Same for West Ham. All us teams there, all these embarrassing teams from, Everton are always in a relegation battle, so that's not included. From 14th to 17th, we're all lucky. Spurs, Wolves, us, and West Ham. I mean, Potter's done shit since he's gone there. But yeah, we're all very lucky. Very lucky. Completely lucky. We'd been big trouble. We're still not at 40 points. Still.
No.
Still. So, I think, look, it's true because I've been banging a drum earlier about the new year of like not just normalizing things. I get that. I'm not saying it's okay to lose, but with where we are now, when even the manager threw the towel in on the league on Thursday night, he said, listen, fans just need to be aware that this is what's going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we will be playing the kids.
We have to win it. That's
the thing. Of course we do.
Now we've done the Mourinho. Remember when Mourinho prioritized the Europa?
Yeah,
and you have to win it. This is where
you said rest players flex. Z, weren't you the one at the beginning saying like, oh, you're hyping up Wolves to be something? Well, we just lost 1-0, mate. So it was Z, innit? Remember that part where I say flex being negative? Their last 4 games are Ipswich, Southampton, and I said we could get licks, they could lose. And look, now you're talking to me about whatever you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but when you keep losing, it's like. Yeah, they're still average. My point was that we could lose. You were acting like we couldn't lose this game, bro. That's what my point was. I didn't hype them up to say they were wicked. I just said
it took a wonder free kick though, guys. Come on, man.
Huh?
It took a wonder free kick. We were off target because we ain't got the prolific things like that. Strikers at the top of the pitch. We've seen this before. Like, this is not a surprise. When we don't, the intensity that you play these games with is not there. Like, we created some chances, but I'm talking about you need finishers, and we're just not doing that. So this game is not a surprise to me.
But this feels like it's creeping in. It feels like because we've lost now, and you can see the 1-5 losses. It feels like people are getting it feels.
It's analysis.
Do you think it is one of those things though where? So we're saying because we're going to lose more games in the league this season.
Well, definitely.
So those league losses put more pressure on to win the Europa because it's like, well, if you don't win Europa and you end with just all of those league losses and nothing, then suddenly the season's fucking awful. It's terrible.
Then you're worse.
But it already is awful.
Because we saw it after the Newcastle game, didn't we, Flex? Because at that point it was like, oh, we might not even beat Leon on Thursday, and it was like, actually, people were like, oh, this is bad. This is awful, actually. And then obviously because of what happened on Thursday, it's like, oh, yeah, well, okay, cool, Ruben, enter the season. But like, if you don't win Europa and we just like keep losing, then people will look at it and go, actually,
give it time. He
This
just
ain't
came
great.
in halfway through the season, no preseason. Next season's also a
But
free hit.
I'm saying it will put it. If you keep losing in the league, it puts more pressure on that Europa League thing of like, yeah, but Europa is going to fix it this season.
Bro, look,
And
Yeah,
it's like, well,
that's the reality. But
you're not getting anywhere with the
but
pressure
he gets
thing.
to reset. He gets to
You're not
reset during.
Pressure's not going to go anywhere, though, guys. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to. He has to win that. The players know that. If they're not going to get paid the same if they don't get Champions League football.
But if he doesn't, you stay for preseason and he gets the free hit. We don't need to call his name. Maybe till January, maybe. But for me, the whole season, I don't even want to bother him.
I'm not having next season's a free hit though, Marcel.
It's a free hit. Why wouldn't it be? He's not had no preseason this season. January, it was out of desperation. I'll use your term in that kind of context as well, KG. It was out of desperation. I think he would have wanted to get rid of Nacho. I think it would have been wanted to sell Rashi for a good price and Anthony for a good price, but the predicament means you can't. So it's a free hit next season. Let him build again.
No, it's not a free hit. He's got to show improvement because he is going to get a preseason and he is going to get players.
Well, and also as well. I mean, he's on a short contract. He's on 2.5-year contract. Beginning of next season, he's on a 2-year contract. At the end of next season, if he lasted it, he'd have a year left.
Yeah,
you got to start showing stuff. He's playing for a
start
new
talking about renewal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You start talking about renewals towards halfway through next year.
Okay. So then, if it's not a free hit, what is it then? What you must finish 10th. You must finish 8th.
He's got to finish, no, like 8th.
Okay, that's fine. I can accept that.
You've got to not be losing. You've got to not be losing 15 games in the league.
Yeah, and we have to visually see. Even if it's not numerical, you must get 4th or you must get 6th. We have to see as a fan base, as a team, as everything. We all know football. We all know if a team's getting better or worse or stagnating. We can all agree on that. You know what I mean? So, well, don't know about agree on it, but we can all see. We all know what our own version looks like of, well, we've definitely got way better since last year. Or, fucking hell, we're worse than last year. Or, fucking hell, we're exactly the same as last year. We've got 5 new players. And this is like when we had all the players that everyone said needed to leave. We know what that looks like. So he has to improve or he will be gone.
Yeah, I think from the beginning of the season.
I think this is just analysis for analysis right now. We know what time it is with this team.
Yeah, there's nothing. Nothing's changed based off that game. Nothing's changed based off that game.
No, nothing.
But I think from the beginning of this season to the end, we have improved. So there should be no talk of him being sacked. From what it was at the beginning of the season to what it is now, there has been an improvement. So there's no point.
No, there hasn't.
I think there has.
14.
I don't know. Yeah,
but you just talked about eyeballs and what's in the brain. You just spoke about that, and what my eyes are showing me, what's in my head. From what it was at the beginning of the season, 4-2-2, the structure, how we kind of play the style of football, and then what I'm seeing now, more structure, more clearness of the idea, the one idea, the structure, how this formation can look like when it's upregulated. It's much better. It's much better. This is much better.
I had a point we're trying to make. I had a playing wise, we're creating opportunities in this down here, but we haven't. The improvement is barely there. 15th.
We can't say oh, we're impotent, we can't do anything, and then go, well, we're creating opportunities.
Yeah. No, because we get to the final, we get cutbacks, and then we're not doing anything with the cutbacks.
We did that under Eric.
Yeah. We said it every time. This is what we're doing now. This is where we're being. What we're doing now is because it's so bad, we're trying to find some form of improvement.
Yeah.
We ain't improved for me. We have not improved.
No, but I'm saying like
we're the same. With the same level of shit. We're the same.
Yeah. This is the thing. This is the same thing, just in a different formation of why we was cussing Eric to get sacked. I'm giving Ruben the time because he just got here and ain't bought the players yet. But if this was his team for 2 and a bit years, he'd be sacked.
Yeah, but he's not gonna, and
wouldn't. Not gonna be the team though.
No, but what I'm saying is, why I'm saying this is no improvement. If this was a team after 600 million spent, he'd be sacked. That's why Eric Ten Hag was sacked. So what's happened is the new guys come in, not had no time and changed everything. And needs to get players, but he hasn't made us better. There's been no improvement.
Well, I'm looking at it from beyond manager. I'm looking at as what I see with my eyes and players. The way those 11 players are constructed on the pitch has been improvement from game week 1 to game week 38. There's been an improvement, so there has. The way that the 11
what would you say the improvement? What is the improvement?
The way that we approach the goal, the way that the team, the way that the players. The way that the players are configured on the pitch, is better from how it was previously. We
But
don't
then
get
you can just
opened up
say
as much.
Yeah, because we've taken out an attacker and put an extra defender.
Well,
We've got more. We're playing with 3, 4, 5. We're playing with 5 defenders every game.
Yeah, that's the desperation talk that KG would bring into it. Like, we're doing that out of desperation. If we had £1 billion to spend, he would have world-class wing backs. The team would look more beautiful. We would have engine midfielders. The team would look more beautiful. We would have sexy 10s. The 10 would like. There's a whole new elevation process.
Yeah, you're right, but that hasn't happened yet. So this year we ain't got better because those things ain't happened yet.
No, but again, so you're doing that on stats and numbers. I'm saying what your eyes are telling you and the direction of travel has been improvement from game week 1, what was happening, to now at game week 38. We have improved.
My eyes are telling me.
Forget manager.
My eyes are telling me that in game week 1, well, technically we won, but since game week 2, we lost. And in game week, whatever it is now, we're losing still.
We just
isn't really any difference.
We're just improved in Europe. We score goals in Europe, and we're like on course to try and win a title. And that's it. We're good in
Europe. Got some more super chats. John P says, "When is Ahmad back? Don't care if we finish 17th, but who is scoring for us in Europa? It's a freak season. It hurts nevertheless, but it's always over. It's almost over." Planet Saturn says, "From Bhutan, season from how big up?" Dwayne says, "League is done. Don't care anymore. Europa is all I need." Radius says, "I get what Marcel is saying. I don't want to fire someone again so soon because continuity is needed, but it seems worse than with Eric Ten Hag." Julian Flex Scott says, "My eyes are telling me this team can't score." And Chuck says, "Worst number 7, Mount or Sanchez. A conversation needs to be had."
Yeah. Jeromo says, "I agree with Marcel." Listen, maybe a lot of people do agree with Marcel. I disagree. I can't see this type of football and say we've improved.
That's very gone.
That's because of what the 28-man squad that we have to work with is the reason why you're saying that. Once that process
so then we ain't got no better then. That's what I'm not saying it won't improve. I'm saying
we'd get better with better players.
Marcel, you keep saying when we get the sexy 10s, when we get this, and you're saying that because the squad is bad. So that's what I'm saying. So right now, as it stands in season 24-25, it's been crap.
We're better,
and we haven't. And we haven't got,
still missing the point.
We haven't got better because we haven't got new players. We're basically saying, aren't we? The existing players that are here, they haven't improved under Ruben.
No, but on top of that, Owen, the configuration of the 11 players on the pitch, however you do it, has improved
because they're more organised.
Yeah, and then
but they're more organised, but they're getting the same results. So you can't say it's better just because you play a different formation.
Well, it's part of it. I'm looking at when we're looking at in the world of improvements, it is a better. Because you're asking me about improvements, and I'm telling you, well, in that world, there's your improvement. Because
I just think it's a different style. It's just a different style to lose.
So we've improved because basically the players have got more time with the players understand how to play in a back 3-4-3 because they haven't understood it well enough, and they're slowly getting better at it. But that would be the case for anyone, would it not? If suddenly if tomorrow Ruben Amorim said, "All right, we play, I don't know, 4-4-2." And it took them a while to understand 4-4-2. Then 6 months later, you go, "Well, they play 4-4-2 better." You go, "Well, they should because they play it. They've played it for 6 months." Is that actual improvement, or is that Is that improvement, or is that familiarity? It's more familiarity than improvement, isn't it?
Oh, we're just used to it. They ain't got better.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's familiarity.
Well, let's see how long it takes for them to get better at that familiarity. He's only been here a short period of time anyway. Just to add to what Flex was saying before, they haven't been here that long, so you kind of got to give Ruben some time anyway. But how we were kind of playing the 4-2-2 before and the 3-1-6, it was too open. There was no structure. There was no, the way that we was on the pitch, it just wasn't working. This seems like it's got more balance. This seems like we have elements of patterns of play that can work and be developed on. It's better. It looks better, I think. Anyway.
Because I'm just going to say that my main thing is, guys, we've improved in Europe. That's the only thing because we made it to the semi-finals. So we just have to win it. That's all. Like in the Premier League, we haven't. We don't have the same attitude. We don't have the same desire. There's all things that's just wrong. In Europe, we decide to just play differently. And I saw a wicked half of football in that first half against Lyon. Probably one of the best halves I've seen. And approach play, everything was good. And then after you have games like this, it's like, well, where is that? Or where's the clinical? We're just not clinical. That's our biggest issue is finishing. You know, we need to be more clinical when we get into the box or into these wicked areas or make better decisions. But I think that when your players are not doing that job, you should be able to go to the bench and bring on like for like players that are just a bit better.
This is true. This super chat here from Radius, and it's kind of the point we're just making. The Wolves managers come in later, right? And Wolves weren't good. Yeah, they got like 4 or 5 wins in a row now.
I mean,
But
I think
there's
because
many
we're
other
so
factors.
shit. Look,
And the Wolves manager can go like wild players. You know what I mean? The Wolves manager can go wild players.
I just think it's so simple. Ruben's has come with a different look. I'm not saying that he can't get it right and he won't get it right and he's like he should get sacked. I'm not saying any of that. And I'm not saying that with better players this system won't be better. That's why I'm saying bring me Cunha. That's why I'm saying bring me Delap. That's why I'm saying bring me Shirky. Whatever you know what I mean? Bring me the players. But I cannot understand how we're having a discussion about improving this year.
About we're better. Yeah.
It's impossible. Like for me, this is an impossible discussion. You can pick minute things of like they repeat the same actions more, which wasn't happening with the 10 half. But that's not improvement. That's what
Marcel's saying. That you say if there's a slight, what do you call
it? I don't think that is. But what I'm saying, I don't think that's a slight improvement. That's just repetition of something. Doing something all the time don't mean it's better.
That's how you improve with repetition.
But that's how you improve in the future. But we haven't improved now. Like this season, we haven't improved.
I think we're kind of getting sort of mixed up in the points here. Like this isn't like this isn't now. This isn't an Amorim out thing, or isn't to say that Amorim won't improve, or it's not to say that it won't be better when you get players in, or you're blaming him or anything like that. But if you ask the question of are we better now than we were, at the beginning of the season?
Of course
not.
Well,
no. And if we were, you go minutially and again in these sort of very specific things, but it hasn't changed any big picture or any results for us, has it? Really? Let's be honest.
This is the
I think with the Wolves thing,
Joe says it perfectly. We've like 1 goal since international break in the Premier League. It's just like,
and again, and that's been the case for us all season. That's been the case for us all season, hasn't it?
Under Eric Ten Hag, we kept saying we can't score.
So that's again.
But then we're looking at again, but it's the same. When you look at the person that has to put the ball in the back of the net, and it's not
correct.
It's not personal attack.
That's why we ain't got better.
And it's not like a personal attack on Ruben Amorim. Like, oh, that means that's why he needs to lose his job. It's just factually saying we're not better. And we won't get better until we get the
ingredients that Marcel is talking about, which I 100% agree with. That's when it can look better. That is the route to it looking better. But I just don't look at the 24-25 season, and my analysis of it won't be where we were doing really bad until Ruben came in and then we improved. I wouldn't
say, but then it would only make sense. This season would only have been salvaged and end up being important to us if we get thingy. If we win the Europa, that's it. It's Europa.
I still say we'll. But
we still wouldn't have got better
this season. Yeah,
I'm saying it would have salvaged the season. It would absolutely salvage.
I don't think it was salvaged this season.
Yeah, because you're playing Champions League.
It's been a bad season regardless.
Absolutely,
it's been a bad season.
You're playing Champions League football. You raise money for the club, and
it doesn't salvage it.
I will say salvage.
I say that's when we need to be careful. A bit like what we did last season when we sort of had a bad season. We won the FA Cup and we were like, well, we want a trophy, salvage the season.
No, but
the trophy doesn't salvage
it's
the
different
season.
Because it's what the trophy does for us, though. I'm saying
that FA Cup did that for us last year.
The trophy gets us to Europe. Players. Yeah, no, but
FA Cup got us to Europe last season.
No, but I'm saying the trophy gets us better players. Is what I'm talking about. The trophy gets us better
season.
players, and we're playing in an important competition when you get more money from it. We need all
that
was
same what happened with us last season, FA Cup.
And I know, but then that's still done something. So we gave us this last season, gave us a trophy last season, and it's brought us into this competition, which we shouldn't be in anyway. FA Cup is the only reason why we're in this competition, right? So now we're in this competition. If we go and win it, again, that isn't in that.
But look, that's what I mean. Look what it did for us.
Important building blocks. But that's important, though.
I'm not saying it's not important, but I'm saying that just because we win the Europa League wouldn't necessarily mean we're going to be better next season because we won the FA Cup, got the Europa,
that's not the point I made,
and we weren't better. That's
the point. I'm saying that if you can,
when you use the mentality of it, salvage the season, then we have to be careful of that because we did that last season. We did that last season of it salvaged the season. It's fine. Eric carried on. We were in a European competition.
I hear
so we
what
can
you're
get
saying.
players.
Bro, we're talking about someone that's coming. I hear that there's caution that has to be taken. But the main thing is, if Man United go in and win the Europa League at the end of the season, while this has been a shit season, we are going to be playing Champions League football and we can bring in better players and there's more money for the club. That's salvaging the season for me. I don't think it's not been a great season, but I'm saying what I'm now getting out of this shit season is a lot more money, better. Like, we're playing games now. Right now, if we don't end, if this season ends, there's no 2 games a week. There's nothing like, in terms of what this club needs to do. This club needs European football, and it's the only way. So for me, if you can break it down of what salvage means to you, that's probably the difference. But I'm just saying, for me personally, this would rescue, like, not rescue is another word that we want. Like, this salvage the season. That's the only word I can use. It will salvage it. For sure.
We've got a bunch of super chats here. Leslie says, Marcel making the most sense is crazy. We've improved and played well. Amorim coached to 3-0. How are we glossing over the many chances missed? I think we have to be really careful with this, because we did the exact same thing with Ten Hag. Ten Hag coached a 3-0 game, but we didn't. It's not. Eventually, they will lose his job regardless.
Million,
you know what I mean? I know, but with that. Because this is the A word again. This is accountability stuff. It's not. What did we say on Friday? There's percentages, didn't we, Marcel? There's percentages.
Yeah.
We need to get out of this mindset of, if we lose, right, it's all on the players. If we win, it's not the manager's fault. There is accountability all the way around.
That's not what I'm saying.
What the super chat said. But that's what the super chat said.
Marcel, go back to the super chat. What's the point?
It's on the screen. It's on the screen. Amorim coached a 3-0.
Wait, how many? I was just glossing over missed chances. The point, there's a super chat there, yeah, and I'm going back to the thing about it being the same, bro. Man, Ten Hag had many seasons at this club, and in his final season, he was asked to play a different formation because no one believed in him. That's what Ten Hag's thing was. He didn't play his way. That's Ten Hag. This is not the same. This is not the exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same with this man.
About the super chat.
No, but I'm talking about the journey. But then the context of it is. But we've had this conversation before about, is it going to be the same, win the FA Cup and everything, nothing matters anymore? No, this man had a significant amount at the time of the club and spent money, won an FA Cup, but then that was not it wasn't a true vision of what
representation of what's been happening.
It wasn't a true representation of what Ten Hag wanted to do. In this guy's situation, it's different. Yes, the end goal is they won something, so they think everything's okay. No, this guy's not had chance, not had time, not had players, it's not built in his image.
I totally agree. I totally agree. But I was referencing that super chat there when we go, Amorim coached to 3-0. We've got to get out of that. Get out of that thing of when we lose a match, that's not manager's fault. He's coached to 3-0. Well, he didn't. He coached 1-0 loss. He coached 1-0 loss. We're like, I'm not, again, that's not saying like, oh, that's completely Amorim's fault. He should be doing better. He should be doing this. The stuff about his players through the season. Totally get that. Totally get that. But we did that with Eric. Even when Eric's first summer, we did the whole, Eric coached the result here and just completely on the players. Just take a step back and go, yes, players proportionally, much bigger blame. But can we not keep doing this thing with coaches where it's just, they're untouchable? They make mistakes. They make mistakes.
I'm with you on this, yeah. But if I can't change up the team, yeah, like at least other coaches can say I can go to this player, that player. I'm going to the
not necessarily
bench
today.
No, but that's it. Yeah, okay. But I'm saying with what we want managers to do, what options do you want me to go to on the bench? Our most clinical player is Harry Maguire, and he's not even a striker. That's when we say a coach can do something. Well, how?
I don't mean specifically today. This is my point. I don't mean specifically today for this game, or he should have started a full strength team or anything like that. I agree with that. All I'm saying is we need to get out of that mindset of when we lose a match, the coach could have done nothing, because that's bullshit. That is bullshit. The coach has
nothing. That's why the
coach always has an influence.
Yeah, that's why I say
same as everyone.
That's why I say percentage on things, because there is a division of the blame. But I think for this whole season, Ruben is acting on fright mode, on desperation mode. So a lot of the percentage is not really on him, and then a lot of the players are gone. They're injured. They're not even of certain quality. So I really don't put most of the blame on him. So I need to see the summer window, and then I need to let him play out that whole next season. Like, that's been our big issue as well. We don't ever see a manager play out for 3 seasons. Ole taught us that he actually wanted to go and play on the halfway line at some stage, but he didn't get backed, and he never got that time. That there's like a horrible period where You're trying to build your style and culture into a team, and they're hard ears. That's what's happening with Ruben right now. We're hard ears to the 3-4-3. They're not going to be able to pick it up magically. He's had no training time, really, like proper weeks in, weeks out.
That's why it's got worse. I agree with you. The reason why this has got worse is because if Ruben would have come in and played 4-3-3, it might have got a bit better, because it's the same system that they're used to, but maybe applied slightly differently. Because of course, I don't mean play a 4-3-3 when he's like not used to playing it. I'm saying, say his philosophy was 4-3-3 and he was a new manager, just came in and like that was what he plays, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, and they just carried on with a different manager. We probably wouldn't have seen as big a drop off as we did, because I do think Ruben is a good manager, but because he changed, but because he completely changed it, like completely to the alien format, like everything alien to everyone, and the confidence was down, and the players aren't good enough, and he's coming mid-season, it made it even worse. So that's why I'm like, so that's fine, and I understand that that's happened, but I'm just never going to sit here and say that has been better.
Do anything about it, and also as well,
because it's happened because of his actions, because that's what he needs to do for the long run. So that's fine.
And I get it. I get it. Like there maybe is an element of the sort of defensiveness, because whenever you bring up a criticism of the manager, then people immediately think, well, you say you should go. You say you should do this. You should do that. No, but what about this? What about this? It's more just saying we have to be really careful going down the path of, well, today that's not the manager's fault. It's always if you lose a game and you're a football manager, you're going to get some part of the blame. That's your job. Like that's your job. And the players and the players. So we need to get out of that mentality of Ruben, he could have done nothing about today. Well, that's not necessarily true, because we've seen Ruben change games by making substitutions in the week. His substitutions paid off, and he moved Maguire up front, and he did all that, and he won the game. We praise Ruben for that. So when we lose a game or whatever, no one gets a blind, just, don't worry about it. Of course.
I think today, this team, when you look at...
Not about today. I just mean more in general. Today, I could give a shit about, who cares? You know what I mean?
Is this formation a better formation than the formation that we was playing at the beginning of the season?
Don't know. No, not for these players, it's not.
Yeah.
Not for these players.
It's a better formation.
It don't fit the players. It don't fit the players we have. How could it be better?
No, it's a better form. I'm saying that it doesn't right now. Yeah, we were shit in them games. Like Man United have been a transition side for so long. You just play on the counter
now,
and was getting cut open. We don't get cut open as much as we used to.
Because we've got more defenders. But
that's I'm saying. We don't get, but it's true though. The fact is, we don't get cut up like we was getting before and conceded. How many chances that was every team having on us? Teams were having like 19, 20 chances on us a game. There was a counter of saying how many chances these other teams have been under the cosh every single time. Now we've got some more defensive solidity a bit, but then when
we played 4-4-2,
is that true though, KG?
Because I mean, we had guys. You don't remember the chances? There was a chart of how many teams are.
Last season
not last season. I'm saying from the beginning of this season, Fleck.
I don't know if we can say we're more defensively. I don't know if we can say we're more defensively stable though, because I mean we don't keep clean sheets at all.
This Wolves teams were 13 points behind us. Now they're level on points with us.
I just remember, guys. I'm talking about, and then maybe you will get into the thing of. I remember the games when we was conceding a chance every attack that was getting through the middle, and there was no one there. I'm just talking about that now. Has that made us a better team defensively and all that other stuff? No, but then the amount of chances we're conceding in games has lessened. Is that a good enough statistic?
It has, but the amount of goals we scored is less as well. So it balances out.
But not to break into it and be like, I'm just saying we concede less chances right now than we used to. And the games, we're actually getting some control, which we never had before. But are we doing anything with that good control? No. I don't know where I can't understand where the misdirection.
But we lose more.
But you could counteract that by saying, because the thing last season absolutely was conceding shots on target, wasn't it? Shots face. But we probably concede more goals now than we did last season. So we're facing less shots, but we're probably conceding more goals. I would argue, because I think there's only Spurs, Southampton. And I think there's 2 more teams that have conceded more goals than us since Ruben came in. So yes, we don't concede as many chances, but we're conceding more goals. So you could the argument, because this is the thing last season, wasn't it, of going, well, you're having all of those shots against you. What's the quality of the shots? Whereas now we can say, well, the quantity of the shots has gone down, but the quality of the shots we're facing is still the same, and we're conceding more goals.
Goalkeeper's fucking shit as well.
Yeah,
let's not forget that.
So
We had
goalkeeper last season,
and he was shit last season as well. We had the same.
We didn't concede as many goals.
We have a shit goalkeeper and our strikers just as shit. So
Onana was in the shout for the Golden Glove last year.
When David De Gea's last season, and he got Golden Gloves.
Gaslighting now. Now I feel like you're gaslighting. Now I feel like
my point is, again, that's
it's
the point.
Same goalkeepers when we're shit as when it's the same thing. It's the same.
There's no difference. There's no improvement.
It's the same.
He's worse this season.
We're not better.
He's worse this season, guys.
If you want to talk about again, if you want to talk about stats, we concede less shots. What we face less shots, but we still.
You lot having a laugh? No, you must be having a laugh. I know.
Why is it? What don't you?
That's not having a laugh. That's not gaslighting.
I just don't understand it.
How is that gaslighting?
What don't you understand?
And also, when David De Gea's last season, he got Golden Gloves, right? Clean sheets, and then people started saying, "Well, that's defense. That's the defense that got him clean sheets, not David De Gea." But now we're conceding goals. That's Onana.
I yield my argument. You lot are right.
Well, you can't just no. You don't.
I yield my argument because it's not. I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand what I'm saying. I yield. I can't.
I just say. I agree to disagree. And that's okay.
Right. Okay. So Marcel, you're saying we have got better this season. KG, are you saying we've got better this season? Yes or no?
I'm saying there's an improvement, and I'm not saying we got better this season. Full stop. I'm saying from game week 1 to game week 38, we're not there yet, but there's been an improvement in the way that we're structured as a team. There, I can see improvements.
Okay,
that's what
I'm saying. So you're saying that, Marcel. KG, this season from game week 1 to game week 38. No, just answer this. Just be serious. Have we got better? Yes or no?
No, we haven't.
Right, he's been petty. He was right.
No, I'm answering the question perfectly.
No. You just made a case saying that we have got incrementally better.
We haven't improved.
He answered it.
Right. We can't involve KG now because he's doing the.
I said what I felt, and then we've said everything to why what I'm saying is wrong. I've nothing. Literally, I'm wrong. I've told you.
My point was. My point was with that.
Got better, yes or no?
I gave you a breakdown. Question. I told you what I said. No, we haven't.
My point was, KG, you were making the thing about, defensively stable and saying we face less shots, which is true. My point was we still concede the same amount of goals. We conceded, I think it was 58 goals last season. We're currently at 46 goals conceded this season. With how many games to play? 5 games to play. With the law of averages, we're probably going to concede the same amount of goals as we did last season, right? Well, 5 games left, 12 goals, 2 goals a game. We're on track for about that at that point. So my point is we are facing a less quantity of shots, but we're facing a similar quality of shots, so we're conceding the same amount of goals. So the argument can be made, our argument can be made that defensively we're exactly the same. That was my point.
Perfect. You guys are right.
Right, we got more super chats, then we'll wrap it up. Andrew says, winning these games is important. We need to get some form before the Europa League matches. We need better patterns of play up front. The Creflon Don says, we are a bad team. We have no right to win the Europa League. We'll paper over the cracks again, depending on an inept manager, a massive debt to get quality players that better clubs also want. Same-ish next season. Neil Yo-Yo says, I was at the Southampton win. Flex was behind me. Radius says, the Wolves manager came on late, says 5 wins in a row. Santiago says Jimenez hasn't renewed Fulham contract, cheap option like this, and a bagsman like Oshman Gyökeres. Suddenly we have depth and takes pressure off the young strikers. Dwayne says no goals. Our gunman is Maguire. Daniel says we have not got better at all. Rubbish. This formation stinks. Shenanigan says structurally and defensively we've improved. Results haven't. Which system would you trust to succeed for better players? Ten Hag's or Amorim's? And Radius says Ruben Amorim has been here a while and results haven't improved. Aaron Maguire says our patterns of play are better. We're creating more chances. We just don't have enough players with the minerals to finish. Chuck says the team is pathetic, and the worst part is we're hoping it gets better without seeing a clear plan or pathway. Where is this improvement? Where will it come from? Radius says this is more an indictment on Ineos. They did Amorim a disservice, hiring him to change system with players they bought for Ten Hag. Now the fans are down on him. Dwayne says, so what are we saying? Bring Big Sam. Dwayne also says, one thing about Ruben, he's taking all the blame. Big Homie says, Ten Hag literally had us in relegation form at the end of the Carabao Cup season. Go back and look at the stats. The squad is just terrible. Matt says, KG shown the Onana mistake comp under Amorim. Joel Glazer's hair jowl says, Owen, we've not conceded more goals this season. Not yet, but we're on track to concede the same amount as we were last season. Aaron says, conceding more goals because we're not finishing our chances. The dynamic of the game shifts when you don't put away your chances, all about momentum. And Blade X says, why did we sign Dorgu when Amas looks better?
Because Luke Shaw needs to go, and we need to refresh the quality of players at left wing back and at the wing back position.
And Luke Shaw's actually gone down as the left centre back now, don't it, in this system?
Yeah, he needs to finally. I was saying that since Ten Hag, but
he's not even a wing back anymore or full back. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, guys. Kind of more reaction coming after as well. Actually, Fabio's coming after, and player ratings, which is going to be very quick. I don't even do it. I don't even know. Big up to each and every single one of you. Smash a like on the video. Oh, one more there. Hold on, wait a minute. Rasmus is a criminal. Play Obi the rest of the season. Ugly footballer. Says Standizo as well. Strong words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chido was decent today.
Oh, Chido. Oh, yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah. I thought you meant Rasmus.
Martin
Shout out, Brelsford. Make sure you subscribe. Show love to everyone's channel. KG Reckless Sports. Make sure this game's end to end. It's like pinball, basketball. Sorry. Show love to KG Reckless Sports. Own Wrestle News 36555. It's WrestleMania season, so we'll be live again.
Night 2 tonight.
Night 2 of WrestleMania. So lock.
Did I see Ice Cream Speed in there?
No.
I'm gonna watch.
He got tackled by somebody or something. I saw.
Oh no,
that was a Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Flat and put in half, mate. All right, guys, big up, man. Thanks for rocking with us. We'll see you very, very soon. Morning show. Take care. We out. Oh, boxing tonight as well, isn't it? Yeah. Ben Whitaker will beat him, and he'll beat him.
He has to,
but
he's in big trouble. I worry for him.
Massive trouble if he doesn't. Yeah, I worry for him, Jeff. All right, laters, people.